I've discussed some ideas for sensible police reform on this show with members of law enforcement. They include national standards on training, a national police misconduct registry for confirmed cases, racial profiling training if they don't already do it, even banning no-knock warrants, and only allowing officers specifically trained in the proper use of chokeholds to use them. That doesn't mean banning all chokeholds, which can be an important tool to control a suspect. It doesn't mean keeping a registry on all claims as opposed to the validated cases. It doesn't mean eliminating qualified immunity for cops who can make $40,000 a year. The list goes on and on. Look, the bottom line is work on making change at the national level is tough. It's going to require compromise and nuance and not slogans and broad brush finger pointing. Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Steve Horsford from Nevada, chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, a group that has been leading the calls for lawmakers to act on police reform. Thank you so much for coming in the studio. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, so it seems to me that if Democrats want reform and they want it passed, it's going to have to be reasonable, it's going to have to be nuanced, it's going to have to be a compromise. Do you see yourself as ready to do that?
Absolutely. You know, when I talked to the family of Tyree Nichols, they were our guest at the State of the Union where President Biden spoke to the nation about the importance of uplifting the profession while at the same time having accountability in public safety. I completely agree with your principles of how we can both support law enforcement. Overwhelmingly, the people who put on a badge, put on a uniform, go to serve our communities, do a great job. And I've done everything I can to continue to fund them, to support them. But we all should agree that bad policing shouldn't exist anywhere in America, cities or communities. And what we're focused on is greater transparency, accountability, and standards for the profession of policing.
But I guess the concern from a practical perspective becomes that you guys ask for certain things, right? Qualified immunity, whatever it is, and then the Republicans push back and they say, no, we're not going to agree to that, and then nothing gets done, right? And I guess the question becomes, how much are you willing to compromise on certain hot-button issues in order to actually get some national reform?
I want to do what the families that I've heard have asked us to do. These are the families who have lost a loved one or who have been impacted by trauma of police brutality in the cases that exist, and they want meaningful reform. I don't have, I haven't drawn a line in the sand. I believe that there's a lot of room for negotiation, whether that's on the national registry, whether it's on eliminating no-knock and restrictions on chokehold. Definitely making sure that we hold police departments and officers accountable for public safety for everyone. This is not a Republican or Democratic issue. It's not a black, brown, or white issue. It's a public safety and accountability issue.
What did you make of some of the specifics I laid out? And the reason I did that was because I think those are the kinds of compromises that could work, right?
Yep.
Not banning all chokeholds, making sure that there's training for them, increasing training, increasing a data registry, national, but making sure that it's confirmed cases. I mean, these are the sorts of nuances that I would think could finally get something passed. And when you say you're responding to what the families are saying, I hear you, but what those families want probably can't get passed.
Well, actually, the families, Tyree Nichols' mother said the other day to a colleague of mine, don't just offer me your prayers, I need your vote. I need action. And she understands that we may not get everything that we're asking for now, but that doesn't mean we cannot make meaningful progress. So I would love to sit across the room from you and negotiate on those principles because we would agree on 90% of what we need to do. And
I worry that 90% doesn't get you there, right? That a lot of the time we get to that point where it's close and it's 90 and then nothing happens because of the 10. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong?
Look, accountability means different things. We tend to jump to qualified immunity, which has been used, and we need to really discuss what that is and what it isn't. But everyone should agree that when bad policing occurs, which shouldn't exist anywhere in America, that there should be accountability in place, whether it's for policing or any other profession. And that is simply what we're calling for, because at the end of the day, the event that happened in Memphis and that happens in far too many communities across the country, We don't want that to happen.
And I think the good cops would agree with you on that.
They do.
So, yeah.
And they want more recruitment. They want more resources.
Yep.
They know community-based investments work. And those are some of the strategies that we're also trying to bring to the table. I'm thankful to President Biden for making this a center of his State of the Union speech. And I'm looking forward to working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to get something meaningful done.
I like what I'm hearing. I'm hoping that it actually gets followed up. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.